Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, I am going to give you the single-handedly best strategy for the farm launch delays. So as you all know, there's delays and everybody is speculating on what to do. And then also, if you jump in any of the chats, definitely the sentiment has shifted, but I actually find it quite funny. So I already told you guys in my previous video that I wasn't waiting up, and then I jumped on when I got this morning about 5 or so, 4:30, and then read through the comments, so I wasn't launched. And yeah, people are losing their shit, and rightfully so for them that, you know, have these expectations. But it made me think, it's like, why is everyone upset? Well, we expected the farms to launch, but those of us that have been around for a while know that Forex has never launched on time, even though I also thought this time it would be different. But now I have kind of come to my senses and looking at it from a different angle. And it's the main reason people are kind of upset about it is because they want to buy the dogs token at launch. And they're worried about missing this opportunity to catch it down here at the bottom. And I spoke my piece in the groups, but I want to share this with you guys, my subscribers, so you guys can actually understand how I'm processing all this, and then hopefully de-stress yourself if you are actually waiting on the sidelines trying to do this as well. Remember, the ones that will benefit the most from this is whales. If you have a large amount of capital, getting in at the bottom, if you're lucky, yes, you can potentially get dogs in the short term, and of course be able to stake them and start to earn those transaction fees. But remember that the farm is a forever farm. It's a long-term play. And just like every other token in crypto, there will be a correction. And the token, remember, is reduced by 1% per day in the auto compounding pool. So chances are very few people are going to sell in the first 90 days, which still gives you plenty of time to accumulate the dog's token. And yes, it may be at a higher clip, but we forget that you can just farm the dog's token. So instead of stressing yourself out trying to buy it outright, just get into the farms and pools with the money that you have on the sideline. Yeah, you're not going to be able to quote unquote buy as many, but you're really trying to gamble by getting in with, let's just say you had $450 because the dog token is going to be about $45. So you're hoping to get 10 dogs. Now, that hopium and stress of sitting up, waiting and being in the chats and, you know, jumping in on the streams for 6, 8, 12 hours, we don't know when it's going to launch. It could be delayed even longer. Like it could be another week or two from now. So all that stress, just keep the money and instead take that $450 and get into the pool and earn dogs. You don't have to pay for them. You can just put your BUSD right here and you're earning dogs. And yeah, you didn't buy as many, but you're earning them. And you're still getting access to them, and then you can stake them to the dog pound. So I don't really understand why people are looking at this as like this end-all be-all opportunity to try to buy dogs right at launch. Like, it's not worth the stress. And it's not worth the sentiment that ends up getting pushed into the community from people that spread this when they're talking because they're frustrated. So you see one person's frustration, and then it just amplifies your frustration. Remember, we are a combination of the top 5 people we spend the most time with. And if you spend time in negative environments, then you start to get negative yourself. And rightfully so. Again, I'm not excusing any of the behavior and everybody's upset and all that stuff like that. I get it. But you get to choose how you're going to look at this. And for me, it's just like, you know what? I step back. I'm like, I don't care when it launches. I believe in the project long term. So it's all about time in the market, right? Time in the animal farm. So I know eventually this will launch and it will be a great place for me to park capital and start to earn yield. But until then, I have no control over when Forex will actually unpause the contracts. And since I don't know, by spending my days in uncertainty and wondering, that just creates stress. They say that more often than not, we create stress and anxiety in ourselves because we are either focusing in the past on things that we can't change, or focusing on the future on an expectation or outcome that may or may not come to be. So you remove stress and anxiety by actually living in the now, living in the present. And right now in the present, you have zero control over when the farms will launch. But so what you can do is take your capital and just wait, not try to stay up and hope for the best. So I'm pretty sure that due to the 1% tax reduction, we will see a correction probably around the 50-day mark, because simple math, by 50 days, people who have dogs staked, it's 50% tax. So if the dogs 2x from here, you can actually be in profits very quickly within 50 days. And if they 3x, you know, you're definitely in profits with a 50% tax cut. And that's just with the dogs that people brought. That doesn't count for the ones that you're accumulating. So there's really no lose situation in the long term. In the short term, there's a couple bucks you could make, but for sure, I'm not doubting that at all. But is it worth it to stress yourself out trying to catch the launch? So lessons learned for me, I told you guys in my previous video, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So any of you guys that are stressing yourselves out and getting worried about all this, you should know by now that Forex will deliver, and the only thing that's uncertain is when, right? So don't worry about the when, just catch it when it's there. And if you happen to miss the exact minute, it's no big deal, because a year from now, it's not going to matter, right? So the people that got in at drip when it was $3, we had an exact opportunity literally a year later when drip was at $4.50. So again, this is not a big deal in the long term. So that's how I look at it. But I know there are others that won't see it this way, but I'm hoping you all on my channel will pick up the same sentiment, so at least we can approach this in a positive manner and not add to the FUD that's in the groups. And maybe you're not even in those groups and you only come here for the information. So if that be the case, that's good. So you should be doing fine. All right, just wanted to shoot out an update video on that. Nothing has been changed. I believe the chat is still paused. Yeah, so there's still voice chat going on and it's still paused. So the last I heard is that Forex is waiting on Ray, and I don't know what happened with that, but I just read through and didn't really actually read the details. So I'm gonna post this, be it as it may. You know the drill. Help a brother out, like and subscribe, leave me a comment, and live daily and achieve your impossible. See you guys.